Hey, no, it's me again. I'm over here, and my name is Joseph Sheduel, but they call me Moist Andy. That's just because I really enjoy to chug water, agua, mano a mano, el derecho y la izquierda. It's so refreshing. Whew. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We're chilling. We're chilling today. How do you like my refrigerator? This is how I really wanted to chill this water. Oh, and I went down to the Chinese restaurant for like my breakfast, lunch / dinner, whatever you call it. And I'm about to head down to the warehouse because I had planned to work. I'm scheduled to work anyway, down in like Springfield, Virginia. So yes, I admit to using propane, utilizing it in this motel, just so that I could have a cup of coffee. It did not offer any free coffee to me, so as a result of this shortcoming, that's just what happens. Piping hot in the motel. You know, I would have uploaded something like this while I was here earlier on, but just I was busy doing other things in addition to brewing some coffee in here. This isn't the only thing I've been up to. I've been building things. I've been doing my laundry. I've been cooking a little. I made a soup last night with two cans of sardine. I just didn't show you guys, but had a can of black beans, 2 cans of sardines, and lots of garlic. What else I put in? It had like, the sardine can had like tomato sauce, so it was tasty with, I put in lots of garlic, and the onion, salt, and the pepper. Had to have it all in there. Well, I really decided that I need to brew as much coffee as possible before work with this tiny little setup here, just so that I don't get all exhausted. That's actually the reason I chilled this water, isn't it? The whole point was so that I'd be able to cool off my thing. Just right here, just like this. That's just how I did it. Instantly, to make it safe for me to touch it without burning my hand. I could have figured out how to do this long ago. The water's pretty cold there. It's about all the water I'll need to do that. That's really, really cold water though. It's freezing. I just tested it out. I've proven it's freezing, or kind of close to it. Is the refrigerator just slightly above freezing, right? So just so the ice doesn't form. And what I do is I just set it down like sideways. Maybe rotate it around until it's all cold. Oh, this feels icy. Wow, that worked fast. I didn't expect that. I'm glad I chilled that water. That was very useful just now. Then I could rinse the bottom of that in there. Might as well just ditch the coffee grounds in here, so I can wash this later. I'll flush this down the toilet actually. I just took out all my trash, so They gave me 2 extra trash bags in there. That was so nice of them. I'm gonna take those along with me on the road. I stuffed them in my boot actually when I opened up the trunk of my car earlier. So I need to like fill this and then make like the second cup. I like to make 2. I always make 2 because it's just such a waste of coffee if I don't make 2. Or like what I'm looking at here. Actually, what I meant to say, I would have rerun these just now, but you know, I've had this big bag of coffee now for 2-3 weeks anyways. Kind of getting bored of this flavor. See, like the brown cloudy water seems to be running from it here. You know what? Let's try this out. This is icy, but it's just a little bit, so I can instantly cool that off there with this. Then taste how it tastes. Okay, that's just about the perfect caffeine. It's just watered down slightly though. So what I can do now, I think this will work fine. I gotta pay attention and focus while I do this. What I wanna do, now that this is emptied out, I'm gonna slide all this coffee right back into it without really even spilling anything here. I'm gonna try this here. Okay, so it's like I gotta pour the water off first or something. Probably. I didn't anticipate this because like I forgot I was like filming. So first I pour off the layer of water into it. Let it like pour real slow. This will still percolate. Just so that the caffeine won't be all wasted here. Then like now I'm probably ready to brew the cup. Just in case I need like to have a little more coffee while I'm on the road. I do not know like the next chance that I'll be able to get into a motel to sleep at. So I wanted to make sure that there was enough caffeine. I got a lid for this little cup of coffee. Like this is like a delicious bag of coffee here, but it's a medium roast, but I just have too much of it. It seemed like I couldn't even find a smaller bag of coffee. I must have bought this from BJ's or something, I don't remember. But they had like plenty coffee for sale. It was all just big bags of it. Probably because they want to encourage people to buy the specialty beverages, sports drinks, and all this caffeinated junk. This is the cheaper way to get caffeine though. This is just how I always make it this way, because it's better than getting a Red Bull or a Monster. It's way better than all of those things. The reason why is because of the price and because it tastes better, actually. I think, in my experience. Yeah. Okay, that's good. All right. Oh. Okay, that's it was hard to see. Cool. Where was I? Hello. Just brewing more coffee. Let me turn my radio back.
As we saw in the book of Deuteronomy, God made a covenant, a Palestinian covenant, that the land is given to them as everlasting possession.
Sports at 15 and 45 on WTOP.
10:45, man. You ended up charging with Lindy Road. The pain was all the
It makes
right? But against
people easy and fun. With Pastor Allen's help throughout, the video drawings illustrate a simple timeline that spans from creation to Jesus' return. This complete 3-volume set includes 3 DVDs.
And the land is theirs.
Okay.
But their enjoyment of it and their possession of it depends upon the fact that every place that the sole of your foot shall tread upon is yours. But you got to go get it. Now today, if I may refer again to the epistle to the Ephesians, we are told that we've been blessed with all spiritual blessings in the heavenlies. And these spiritual blessings are ours. But how many Christians are enjoying these today? In Chicago and Scotland Yard and come from me.
So it seems like since I'm in Falls Church, the only thing I will be able to hear clearly enough is 1220 kilohertz, 1220 kilohertz. It's the only frequency because they got a big old tower on Hillwood Ave next to the Aldi. So that's the only thing you hear around this area. Which is why I really don't want to live around here no more. I want to go like somewhere else. Just because I'm sick of hearing that radio channel all the time. This radio station here, 1220.
And actually sleeping in the doorway.
I can't stand it. It's more than I can handle. I really don't want to hear that no more. It ain't no good at all though. This coffee I bet you is about to be nice though. Cause like I watered this down just to the point where it was cold enough to drink, and the caffeine was diluted to the point where it was like actually pretty tasty. When I run 2 cups of coffee in here, this thing, and then I pour that second one on top, that dilutes, that waters it down a little bit, but you get other flavor components mixed in. This is more like, this tastes more like an espresso. It's way fresher tasting. You boil the coffee for long enough and then you get some more other flavors come over. They're not even bitter, they taste different, right? They're stale or something. It tastes like more like the coffee bean rather than the coffee of the caffeine. You wouldn't believe it, but coffee and white rice, isn't that like some kind of a dessert? Because you've got the sugar and the caffeine mixed. So then it's like, isn't that what you got? I got that Singapore chow mein fun from a Chinese restaurant. But I also got crispy beef with orangey flavor. So I got two entrees and 5 vegetable rolls. 5 vegetable rolls. I had to get it. And all that is $40. Well, that's just how much it's always costed, right? It's not like they jacked up the prices, did they? I might have just reduced the portion sizes. Isn't that what they did? It's not like these places are struggling financially though. They got bloody business all day. There was a gentleman right there waiting for his order right there before I got in, so it's like they clearly had business there. It's a busy location. I went to the Hunan Cafe on West Broad Street. It's a popular spot. Across the street from the Harris Teeter, somewhere near the Paisanos, somewhere near, there's a little Dominion Canberra. It's down that way. You got Brown's Hardware Store. That whole block of businesses, though, I don't know why, but they're all closed on Sunday. What is it that they feel like they have to go to church, or what? What do they do when they go to church? Do they listen to this sort of stuff? This is all I can hear all day long.
Before thee all the days of thy life, as I was with Moses, so I will be with thee. I'll not fail thee nor forsake thee. Now this average man Joshua, he needed actually to be encouraged. And God encourages him here in the most wonderful way, you see. He tells him here that this is to be your portion. I won't desert you, God says. Just as I was with Moses, I'll be with you. Now twice here he says to him, be strong and of a good courage. For under this people shalt thou divide for an inheritance the land which I swear unto their fathers to give them. That notice, be strong.
So the drop of coffee, you always have to waste one drop of coffee every time you make some. And that just so happened to land right on top of my radio. A little too close to the power button for my liking. I don't like that very much. It might not even, it possibly couldn't have seeped through. It was just one drop of coffee. It wasn't much on it. I'd be paranoid about that stuff though, cause like, this was an expensive radio. Things like this though, this is digital. This is how I will get the SD card, the SanDisk memory out of this Sony camcorder. This is a MHS-PM5 Sony. I don't even know when they produced it actually. It's a mystery. There's barely any information on the internet about this camera. That's how old it is. It's like, it's as if no one even remembered that it exists. Yeah. Why does white rice get so stuck in your throat? Like it's made of sugar, right? But what else does it have in it? Like it doesn't have any fiber at all, does it? I think it's nothing but sugar mixed with air. Like if you X-ray a grain of rice and zoomed in all the way on it, you'd see that the air looks like black little bubbles inside of an X-ray machine. Oh, I wanted to use this microwave, but this thing got so many little tiny buttons on it though. How am I supposed to figure out, like, they didn't teach me how to use this in high school, and I don't know, I didn't take, what do they call it, like home ed, what is that thing, like, they never made me take the thing where you cook in high school. What's the elective? I never had to do it. It was optional. It's an elective. You do it if you want to, but you have to do like some kind of elective while you're there, just so that it's nothing but a bunch of busy work, right? It's what all the homework is. It's what all of the tests are. All of the presentation you have to make. All of the projects you work on. All of it. The whole thing. You make what else? Science projects. Like anything you could think of. It's optional though. You don't have to do it. Matter of fact, they can't do anything to you if you don't do it, because like that's not their job. their job is just to like to persuade you to like force you to do it, pretty much, or make threats or something, but they never really follow through, right? And like the pupils in the public school though, what they do is they sit down in like a little plastic chair for 10, 15 hours a day. Then they come home and do the same exact thing. They're conditioned into it. It's their lifestyle. Meanwhile, they could be doing more productive stuff. They could be working on a farm. They could be making in a textile factory. Any kind of anything. Any industry. And somewhere in the world there has been child labor to take care of that. But child labor is one thing, but slavery, that's its own thing though. Can't even compare the two of them. What I'm about to do later tonight, that's slavery. Let me tell you, you go to a warehouse, figure it out for yourself. You see what I mean? They don't allow photography in any of these places, so no one knows what it's like until they go in there. It's messed up, man. Like, don't take my advice, actually. Don't go. Stay away. But like somewhere, like in foreign countries, human trafficking and everything and all that, that's screwed up, and you should do that to someone else. And like let people do what they want to do, right? Like don't be telling people like to do what you want them to do. That's wrong. Let people be free though. You know, if there's a couple bad eggs here and there, we'll just deal with that later. For right now, it's time for everyone to be liberated. We need more freedom in this country. It's not a free country no more. All this COVID-19 masks and everything, you can't even breathe no oxygen no more. Some of the places you go around here, they require a mask still. I bet you go to the right place, the right anything around here. I still see the sign posted on the window anyway. I don't know whether or not that's really that. Like I said, I ain't got no business in none of these places around here, bro. I'm just passing through. I'm trying to just stay by myself as much as possible. I'm scared of people now, man. I'm frightened of living with somebody else just because of the hygiene aspect of it, how the cleanliness, just because of how sanitary they may be. I hadn't really met too many people yet before in my whole life though, who are like 100% totally clean, except for maybe flying over Trout Angelo. That's about the only person who's like a clean freak. I admit sometimes I slip up and I'm not the cleanest guy around, but usually I try to at least did my laundry while I was here, right? Saw me do tons of that laundry. They ought to have, I know they got a laundry machine somewhere around here, right? It's a hotel though. Why wouldn't they tell me where it is? I just didn't ask, maybe. Well, I don't know how do I like use a laundromat? If it's not free, then why should I bother? Washing your clothes shouldn't cost any. like if you're washing them by hand, though, it was manual labor. I had to do that, but by myself. It costed me nothing to do that. I only had to get the detergent, obviously. And the water afterward, as I saw it rinsing away down the bathtub, it was gray. That's how filthy it was. It was opaque, like in the sink, washing it with that wool light, everything. Especially the hoodie. Oh, the hoodies were gross. These things can trap a lot of dirt in them. Especially what I've noticed what I've observed, the neck sweat, especially right behind, that's where it accumulates the most. It kind of stinks. It smells like a dog. That's what it smells like. It's 11 o'clock right now, actually. I don't gotta go to work for about 4 or 5 hours or something like that. That's pretty cool though. Wait, no, what am I talking about? I have to be there in 3. Haha. Wait, no. I gotta be there at least by 2 a.m. So 11, 12, 1, 2. That is 3 hours remaining. So like the caffeine though, this is good enough for those 3 hours. I would assume. Trying to pick up like a Red Bull. Oh yeah, that's good and strong. This is double the strength of actually like the typical coffee. You know the reason why is because I did all this. I made this fresh twice right in front of you guys. See, I was just gonna rinse this away in the toilet. What is there still like caffeine dissolved in this water? Well, let's figure this out really quickly, because if I'm still able to pour the water off to maybe cool my coffee a tiny bit more, I'd like to do that. So just like this. See, the water's clear though. That way the caffeine won't be wasted at all. I'll just drink this. It's more of like a full-bodied cup of coffee, sort of. So that like I could flush that down the toilet probably. But what I want to do is make another cup with the one I had here. So like I can cool off this in the water, and then this I will make more coffee like later. It'll be like refurbished coffee. It'll be slightly lesser quality coffee than this. Just slightly less caffeine, probably like way less caffeine actually. How much less caffeine would it even have though? I'm thinking it might have less than half as much. Judging by the titration of the concentration of the dissolved alkaloids, the bitter components in the coffee, the caffeine, it makes you get like awake. Is taurine also an alkaloid? What does taurine even do? Does taurine also keep you awake, like, but in a different way maybe? And they got other ones too, right? Like, what is L-carnitine? And they put in CoQ10. They put in like many other things, like herbal. Oh, you go and get like, you see they have these energy drinks now. Rain, and the other one, it's like, oh, what was that one? They have so many different flavors. You don't know what I'm talking about. Bang. It's called excuse me. I'm sorry, my stomach is boiling. You had the energy drink, the other one's called Bang, and they got one called Rain. They got so many different flavors. It's really hip nowadays. I like those ones. Especially the fruit punch. I think that's the nicest one.